Hello everyone. Welcome to TOSCA Automated Software Testing session. So today we'll see experiment 7. So experiment 7 as per VTU syllabus, that is designing test cases. So designing test cases, data creation in test case design and conversion of mapping and templates. So we're going to see how to design test cases today, right? So start with the TOSCA commander, go to TOSCA commander, right? So we'll take an example of Swag Lab login page. We'll take a simple page, Swag Lab login page. Right. So till now, what we have done, so we have run the test cases. So for only one instances, right? So we took one username and password and checked whether we can log in or not. Right. We recorded the video. So we scanned the attributes. We have done so many things. But till now, we have executed for only one instances. Suppose let us assume in this case, so for this login page, so we have username, password, and login. I want to check this whether this page is working properly or not as a tester. So I want to automate this for 1,000 number of users. For 1,000 users, for 1,000 passwords, I need to check whether this is going to run or not. So in such cases, so we need to use data-driven approaches. So where we use the third component in the TOSCA commander, that is a test case design. So using test case design, so we are going to generate a sheet. So we are going to develop a sheet. So where we are going to put all the attributes, required attributes. Then we are going to map that attributes to so our modules, test case modules. Then we are going to generate the test cases automatically. So we are going to generate test cases using data sheets. That is called data-driven approach. So we'll see how we can do this for more than one user. Suppose I want to check for more than one user, how we can execute this. So for that here, till now we used only the modules. So for generating the modules, then we use the test cases, right? To generate the test cases, right? So for example, suppose I want to test this swag lab, what we have done, we scanned the attributes, username, password, and login. So we generated the module. Then we generate the test case. Then we moved that module to this test case and we have added whatever the username and password is required. Then we executed that. That is what we have done till now. So now we are going to use this third component, that is test case design component from this experiment, right? So before proceeding, we'll consider a simple login page. So I'll take a simple login page. Create folder, login, create folder, login. So now I want to scan this Swag Labs, right? I want these three attributes, that is username, password, and login, right? So right click, go to scan, navigate to application, scan application. Choose the application which we want, that is Swag Lab, scan it, right? So this is the second experiment what we have done. So I'm going to add a first attribute, that is username, first component, second component, I want password, then I want login, right? So once we added these three component, you can finish screen, close, right? So now we can see the module is generated here. It is Swag Lab, username, password, and login. So I'll give this as login page, right? So login page we added here. So now go to test case. So you need to create a new folder, that is, I'll take example, okay, test case driven. You can give any name, test case driven. So inside this test case driven, I'm going to generate a test case. So login page, right? This is the test case. So now we need to move the module login page, which is scanned just now. Three properties has been added here. So we need to move this to the test case, right? So what this is going to do, this is login page. I make this as login test cases. Okay. So under this login page, we have username, password, and login, right? So we will add another two modules. That is, so we try to open this page, Swag Lab page automatically, right? So for that, so we need to add a module. Right click on this login test case, go to search and add test steps. Here you can choose open URL, right? This is inbuilt module. You can select this open URL. So what this is going to do, it is going to open an web page, whichever we want. In this case, we want to open this saucedemo.com, that is Swag Lab. I'll copy this URL and paste this in this URL value, right? So now this is going to open the Swag Lab login page. So I'll move this test case above login page, right? So now what it is going to do, it is going to open Swag Lab page, then it is going to enter username. So we need to enter username and password, then click on login. After that, so I'll add one more module to close that page, open that page, enter username and password, click on login. Then I need to close that, right? Because I need to test for multiple users. I'm not testing for only one username and password. I want multiple instances, right? So that is what I'm doing in this experiment. So right click on the test case, search and add. So we have an option, inbuilt option, that is close browser. Choose that close browser. Title. So here we have the title, that is Swag Labs, right? At the corner, you can see here. The title name of this page is Swag Labs. So for that, so I use Swag. Yes, is capital Swag Labs. Swag, I'll use star, whatever the name comes after that swag. Right? After that swag, whatever the name comes. So you find that and close it, right? So now this is going to do open URL. It is going to open this test case. What it will do, it will open the Social Lab, Swag Lab login page. Then it is going to enter username and password. Then it is going to click on the login. Then it is going to close that. So this is what the test case we have developed now, right? So once the test case is developed, so till now we have done, right? Whatever the steps we added till now, we have executed in the previous experiments. So carefully listen now. So now we need to generate the template. For that, here, right click on this login test case, then right click on that. Carefully right click on this login test case, then convert to template. You can see a third option, convert to template. Select that. So once you select that convert to template, you can see the change in the symbol here. So T, you can see that this logo is changed to T, means it is a template now. Right? So now, so we have designed the test case, we generated the template. So now the next important step is to design a test case design. This is the first time we are using this component, test case design. Go to this test case design. So right click, you can choose the option here, create test sheet. There is an option here, create test sheet. You can see, right click, create test sheet. So once we created the test sheet, you can give the name, you can give login test sheet. You can give any name here. So you login test sheet, right? Test sheet is created. So in this test case design, there are two important components. One is instances and another one is attributes. Instances is nothing but how many number of instances I need to execute. Suppose I want to execute for 100 user or I want to check for 1000 user. That is called instances, right? Number of instances. How many times I need to enter username, password, right? Number of instances for how many users I want to check. So that is called instances. Second one is attributes. Attribute in this case is, what are the attributes in this case? Username and password are the attributes, right? Username and password are the attributes, right? I need to enter username and password. That is attribute. How many times I need to enter? That is the instances. These are the two things we need to keep in mind, right? Instances and attribute is very important while creating the test sheet. So how to create instances now? So we created the test sheet, right click on this test sheet. Then there is an option I here, create instances, right? You choose that, create instance. One instance is created now. Once again, go to that sheet, right click, click on I. That creates one more instance. Then once again, go to I, go to login sheet, right click, then choose option I. So three instances are created now, three instances. Once if I click on this login sheet in the left side, you can see it, login test sheet. If you click this, you can see three instances are created, three instances, right? So now we need to create, as I said, there are two important concepts. One is instances, number of times, number of users I need to check. Second one is attributes. Attribute is nothing but that value, particular value, username and password. So right click on this sheet once again. Then there is an option O. See here, first option O, create attribute. You choose that, create attribute. That is first one. What is that first attribute? So I'll give username. Username is the first attribute. So next, go to that sheet, right click, select first option, that is create attribute. So second attribute is password. So we created two attributes and how many instances? Three instances. So now under username, so I need to add three instances, right? Three username I want. Since I want to execute three times, three instances I have chosen. So how many username is required? Three username is required. So for that, so go to username, right click on the username and create instance under that username. Right? How many times I need to create? Three times because I need to give three username. That is first username. You can choose first username. Here it is given in the Swag Lab page. Copy that username, first username, copy, then paste it here. This is first username, right? So now right click on username attribute, create one more instance. It is second username. So go to Swag Lab. So I won't take locked out user because it is not going, we can't log in using this. This is locked out user. So I will skip that. I will take third one, problem user, problem underscore user. I'll take that. So go to second instances under username, copy paste. So that is second username, first username, second username. So if I want one more, create one more instances under username, then you can add last one. Similarly, you can add any number of instances, right? So here I'm going to create three instances, three times I want to check. So three username I have added. So now password. So password is common here. Password is common for all the username. So I will create only one instance under password. One instance under password. So add password, right? If there are different passwords for different users, so we need to add multiple instances under password, right? So now we created three instances, then we added two attributes, username and password. Then under attributes, we created once again three instances where we added exact username and password. So once we done this, so you need to choose the value for username. This is first iteration. This is first instance means first this one. This is first execution. This is second execution column wise. This is third execution. Three instances we created. So for first instance, what should be the value? You can drop down whatever the values we created here that will come here. So you need to choose that. It is going to reflect here. See here, we added three instances under username. That is standard user, problem user, and performance glitch user. So that is reflecting here. You can choose the first one. So this column is first instance. Standard user, that is going to enter in that username. Then password. So we have only one password since our password is common to all. So I'll select that. For second column, second instance, once again, problem user, second type of user, then password. Then for third user, problem glitch user, choose that username and password. So this is first instance, this is second instance, this is third instance. This is how we create data sheet, right? So in this way, you can create any number of instances. You can create 100 number of instances, right? So this is one combination, first column, second combination, third combination, right? So now once we done with this sheet, test case design, test case is design completed now. So now this sheet, login sheet, carefully you need to move this login sheet over this login template. We already converted this login test case into template, right? We are mapping now. We are going to map this test case, design test case sheet to login test case, login test cases, right? So this is the template now. So we need to map that. How to map? Just drag and drop this sheet over that template, right? So now it is mapped. How to check whether it is mapped or not? Right click on this login, then check template. You can choose right click on that map, check template. So now you can see no errors found in the template. So now suppose I want to check whether this is mapped to exact sheet what we have designed. Right click on this, then you can go to jump to schema definition. Jump to schema definition, right? This is the template. Right click on that after mapping, then choose jump to schema definition. That will take you to that particular sheet. Means it is mapped properly, right? That is how we can verify that, validate that. So now once the mapping is done, so now it is very important step. Right click on this template. Right click on this template. Then you can navigate to this three dots option. There is a three dot option, last option. Click on that. So you will get an option here, create template instance. Create template instance. You need to choose this second one. Create, carefully navigate. Right click on this template. Go to this three dot option. Click on that. Then navigate to create template instance. Choose that. So this is going to ask instantiation now. Yes, you choose yes. So now you can see a folder is generated here. Template instantiation, it is done now. You can see here, three test cases are automatically generated. Three test cases are generated because we created three instances. Remember, we created three instances. So using this login test case template, so we have created a template. What is there in the template? Open URL, then login page, then close browser. This is what the template we designed. Then we created a data sheet here under test case. Then we mapped this test case design sheet to this template. So then we generated the test case. So what it has done here, first test case, you can see login test case 1, open URL as usual, it is going to open. Then login page, you can see, okay, sorry, before generating, there is one more option I need to do before, 1 second. So I'll delete this template instances. Okay. So we created the template now. Before generating template instances, I need to make one more step here. So URL, it is going to open, then login page, then close browser. In this login page, so I need to map the usernames. So here we have an attribute username. So I skipped this step. This is very important step. Remember, okay. Open this login page, what we have created, the template page. So for this username, so I need to drag and drop the username attributes. You just select this username attribute, go to test case, then drop on the username. So you need to get this Excel username, right? Now it is going to fetch the value from these instances. While generating the test case, it is going to fetch these values. That is what we need to do here. This is very important steps. So for password, for understanding purpose, I will make this as a string, right? So make this as a string for understanding purpose. Password, by default, it will be in hidden mode. You make that as a string. Then once again, you map the password instances. So passwords here, password attribute. We generated the password attribute. You drag and drop this password attribute to password. So it will ask for create Excel reference. You select yes, create Excel reference. So you need to get this Excel password. Here Excel username. So now for this login, you select the value, click, right? So Excel username means it is going to fetch the value from this data sheet. Excel password, it is going to fetch the values from this data sheet password. So next click. So now the value is mapped now, right? First we need to map data sheet. Then we need to map the values, right? So now data sheet is mapped and values. So whether data sheet is mapped, how to check whether data sheet is mapped? Right click on this, jump to schema definition. This is mapped here, right? That should reflect, that should show the data sheet. First you map data sheet, directly drag and drop this login sheet over this template. So next you need to map the values, that is attributes. So you need to choose, drag and drop these attributes over username and password. Then you choose login. So now everything is mapped, everything is done. Now you need to right click on this test case, go to this three dot option, then create template instances, right? Now you can click on template instances, click yes. Now it is going to generate a template. Here you can see three test cases. First one is open URL. You can see username, standard user and secrets are say it is automatically generated. So then close browser, that is first test case. Second test case, open browser, login, problem user, secret source is the password. That is second test case. And third test case, open URL. Once again, performance glitch user, it is fetched. Then close browser. Three test cases automatically generated, right? So make sure everything is mapped properly and templates generated properly before execution. Then you can close all the windows. Then right click on this template instances. Then run in Scratchbook. What this is going to do? This is going to open Swag Labs and enter first username and password, login, then close that browser. Once again, open. Now it should close. Okay, closed. Then once again, open new Swag Lab page. Then once again, enter second username and password, login, then close. Then third username and password, enter login and close. Right. So this is how we execute or design test cases. So this is designing test cases, data creation in test case design, and conversion of mapping and template. So make sure once you design this test case, you map this sheet to test case. Then after that, you need to map the values, that is username and password, by drag and drop these attributes, right? Remember, username to username and password to password. You need to get this Excel username, Excel password. After that, so you generate, right click on this, then generate template, create template instances. That is going to generate three different test cases, fetching the value from data sheet, that is test case design sheet. So this is how we can generate the test case for any number of user, right? Thank you very much for watching. We'll see the next experiment, dynamic objects, in the coming session. Have a good day. Thank you.